For those of you that don't know what this is a EMF reader, or electrical magnetic field reader, and it measures the magnetic fields, electric fields, and radio and microwave fields, or radio waves. And I got this in the mail just now because we're looking at some land that is near a high voltage power line, and I was concerned about the voltage and EMF that's being put off by those power lines, because there's a lot of question about whether or not that causes cancer and leukemia. So I got this meter so we could see if the land site, the home site is far enough away from the high voltage transmission lines. So I just got this, and I thought I would do a video because this will actually show me high levels in the house too. And from what I've been seeing on the internet, there are a lot of devices that are constantly putting off high EMFs that most people don't even know about. And it's said that the EMFs can cause sleep problems, restless leg syndrome, tingling, redness, swelling, all kinds of undesirable symptoms. And some of the videos I've seen of the measurements coming off of people's computers and microwaves and cell phones and things like that have been crazy. So I'm going to do this video so that everyone can experience this with me for the first time. So you're supposed to do the battery test, which shows that there is power and it's working. And then this one is measuring the same fields as this one, except that this is from the 0 to 3 range, and it is this middle bar. This one is the 0 to 100 milligauss range, which is the top bar. And the difference being that some measurements are so small that you need to use this 0 to 3 range, and you won't be able to pick it up with the 0 to 100 range. And I've read a lot of different opinions about what is safe. Some people say the safe range is 0.2 and or less, and some people will say anything under 1, and some people will say higher. As you can actually tell, these are dotted. At number 1, they become dotted, and then they become solid lines. So the danger becomes higher as the number increases. So let's just see here. We'll put this on the more sensitive one and see what kind of readings we get around the house. So I sit over here at my desk a lot. And I was really curious about this because I'm often finding that my hands become tingly, and I get really restless when I'm sitting here for a long time. So when I'm sitting here, and I'm sitting back a little bit, it's a pretty low number. It's a little higher than what some people might recommend. Remember, we're looking at the middle bar. But as I get closer, look at that. That's scary. I mean, that's just off the charts there. So I'm going to switch to the higher range. Okay, so it's fluctuating as it sends data. And I've read that the Wi-Fi and GPS has a lot to do with the fluctuations. As it's sending data, it's going to go up and down. But the concerning thing is that while I may have most of my body sitting back here, my hands are up here all the time, 24/7. And, that can't be good. So I want to also test this mouse because I was wondering about that. So it looks like even the mouse is jumping around, probably based on movement. Maybe, maybe not. Well, I don't know. I don't know what triggers it, but for a minute there, it was all over the place. So let's see. The monitor. So the monitor's kind of high as well. Remember, we're on the top bar now. But you're not likely sitting up there with your face on it, so as you get back, it's not so bad. That's interesting. And I would really like to know what my phone does on a phone call, but obviously I can't do that while I'm recording. And people were saying that microwaves would put off or emit EMF even when they're off. So look at this. I just got close to the oven. Wow, look at that. We're in that high range on the top bar and we're at 70. That's really bad. Let's see about this toaster. Because, you know, I don't know if you guys know, but even when things are plugged in but not running, they still emit electricity. So let's try when we turn it on. Holy jeez, there we go. Okay, that's really interesting. Over here we have the stove, which is on. And that isn't really emitting anything. And we've got the fridge here. That's emitting some pretty low level stuff there. I think that's okay. And then I saw where the dimmer switches in the walls can be really bad. Okay, so they're off right now. Let's try turning it on. Wow, yeah, okay, that's really bad too. Wonder if it changes as I adjust the dimmer. Oh yeah. As I put the dimmer down, it gets worse. That's kind of surprising. Put the dimmer up and it goes down. Wonder if I put both of these on. Wow, look at that. It's topping out. Yep, that's really interesting. Let's see, what else could we do? Oh, I know what we could do. I've been really curious about this. Let me find my car keys. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm outside now, and I want to check my hybrid car. A lot of people are saying that the cars are really bad about emitting EMFs. And I also want to point out, when I was walking out here, this thing was jumping all over the place. So there's definitely, it's not now, but over by the house, there's definitely some EMF over there. Okay, so hold on a minute. Okay, I just got in my car. Let me put my keys down. I just got in my car, and as you can see, it's a pretty high reading already. And I haven't even started the car. Everything, you know, the auto stuff that comes on, the lights and everything, kicked on and that jumped up, and they just shut down and everything went back off. So, and I'm sitting in the driver's seat right now. So I'm going to put this in. I put the key in and it spiked. And I'll turn it to battery power. Just a spike for a minute there. And let's start the car. Yep. So remember, we're up there on that top bar, and that is definitely not the safe range. I also have the AC running. Yeah, and Bluetooth is on. I have I've seen videos saying that if you turn your Bluetooth off, and if you're not running the AC, that it gets better. So I'm going to try turning the AC off. That made no change. Let's see, turning on the radio. That really didn't make a change either. So let's try moving this around the car. That's interesting. So towards the middle console is actually not as bad where I had it over there by my leg. It's a little bit better. But I don't know if you know, in these cars, the battery is actually at the back. So there's definitely something over on this side giving out high EMFs. Let's see. Oh wow, look at that. So there's a video on YouTube about this lady that has a hybrid car, and she started doing video diaries because she bought the hybrid car and her feet started turning red and swelling up and becoming really irritated, and she was getting restless and headaches and sickly, and it took her a while to figure out that this was only happening when she drove her car. So she did video diaries of her feet before she got in the car, during in the car, and after. And it wasn't always an instant effect, but something that would start to show up a little while after she had driven her car. And it's really interesting to see this now, because this is essentially telling me that something underneath here where your feet and your legs are is really high EMFs. I mean, we're talking, that's the level that you probably would get under a transmission line. Well, not directly under it, but nearby, according to what I have seen on a lot of videos. And, you know, it's kind of debatable about whether or not that's bad for you, but I think that's something to consider, something to think about for those of you that might have restless leg syndrome or other symptoms. You know, I'm an advocate for doing your research when you suspect that there's something going on medically and doctors are telling you, oh, there's nothing wrong with you and there's nothing wrong with whatever it is that you're doing or taking because scientists said it was okay. You know, some of you may or may not know that that I had a really bad incident with birth control, and the doctors kept telling me, oh, it's not birth control, it's safe, it's fine, it's been around forever, you don't need to worry about it. And come to find out, that stuff was making me sick, making my hair fall out, killed my immune system, horrifying migraine headaches, and it all went away when I stopped taking it. So with this EMF stuff, I pretty much feel like if you're suspicious of it, oh, Josh is home, hence the loud music. I feel like if you're suspicious about it, then, you know, it's better safe than sorry. If people are telling you there could be a problem with it, then you really should maybe take that into consideration. But anyway, I'm going to end this for now because Josh just got home and I have to show him what I found.